Okay.
Why'd you pop?
Oh man, she a beautiful woman, but I got to be real. I'm gonna cut out the play. If I was looking for something for long term, but how you present, I've been a man on two walks.
Hmm.
I've been a man I'm trying to be right now, and I've been a man that's in the world that accept how you present, and how you present will pull out that side of me that you wouldn't want. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so that's why I asked you about your clothes. If I asked you to change the thing that you wear, would you be okay with that?
And I would.
And I heard what you said about. I respect so much what you said about respecting your temple and temple of God.
Hmm.
But at the same time, the temple of God is more than just your temple; it's your mind. And so with your mind, I would have to ask, why would you wear this when you know men with high testosterone? That turns on the side of a man that you don't want from a man. You understand what I'm saying?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I need a confident man. I need a man that understands that I can wear Poochie,
Yeah.
okay? Because this is Poochie, honey. This is designer. This is YSL. This is
Can I
Chanel.
say something?
And I can wear designer outfits. And
You
if I
can.
was being, I put a top over it to kind of
Right.
not have it just
No, no.
like,
You beautiful. Listen, you beautiful, love. But
yeah.
Poochie gonna make him want the coochie. But you gonna want him to want your person, love.
Yeah, but he can want the coochie. But if he makes it past the mind,
Okay.
he can get the coochie. Because just because I may present this way,
I got you.
and that's the problem with men. You did men like to judge a book by its cover instead of reading it.
I mean, but if it look
Well,
like a
I'm very
sex story, I'm gonna think it's a sex story, love.
but when you talk to her, you're gonna know she's not a sex story. And when you don't hit, you're gonna know she's not easy. And
But
when I
why
make you work for it, you're gonna know that it's worth working for.
why would you present like this? What would be your purpose? Because you're a beautiful woman. We know you got curves. You could have put something that wrapped around you. We still know it's there.
That's not me.
I got you. I respect that.
That's not.
He's doing what most men don't do. In situations like that, most men just say, "Okay, I'm not interested." He's in this situation. Looks like he's trying to help her out, kind of give her more feedback. And the unfortunate thing is, none of it mattered. She didn't receive any of it in a way that it was helpful. It was almost more going into defending her stance. And with guys, if they're sharing how they feel, how something makes them feel, or what's going on in their mind, that has to be validated if you want to learn and grow. So it wasn't that whatever she was thinking was wrong, but him giving his thoughts and opinions on how most guys think is factual. And no matter how she was trying to present it or what she was trying to get out of it, okay, you have to look deeper into it. As a man, you can't just look at the cover, you have to read it. Most men aren't reading books. They're just scanning through, okay, does something catch my interest? And if it does, then they'll read it. But unfortunately, in that situation, she was she was locked in on her way of thinking. And at the end, he just decided to stand down and said, okay, I'll just go with you, but you're not for me. And it was unfortunate because I believe it was potentially a moment where she could have understood a little more about how men view her. Men don't care about designers. Men don't care about whatever she was wearing. He's thinking about, okay, if you're with me, how does that come across? Is are you respecting him in the way that you're dressing, the way that you're carrying yourself? And if you're not, most men will just move on.
Okay, so good, babe. There's so much to unpack here. And first of all, she's a beautiful woman. This is not a channel where we tear women apart and throw them under the bus. This is a channel where we help you ladies learn and grow, understand how the masculine thinks, and how to attract healthy masculine energy men. And I will not judge this lady because this is something I've also had to learn, just keeping it so real with you girls on this channel. But here's the thing. First of all, there's so many things I want to unpack. There's so many lessons for you girls here. First of all, no matter what, whether he's right or wrong, we don't get triggered, ladies. Okay? They can smell your triggered woundedness from a mile away. So never feel like you need to defend yourself or argue with a guy, go back and forth, because like what we talk about on this channel, men are always watching you. They're watching how you respond. And if your energy is hard and and the guard is up and you're like ready to battle, that is going to be the biggest turn off for the other guys, because there might be another guy watching that's like, oh, I actually like how she's dressed.
Yep.
But because of the triggerness, he's going to be put off. And this is you out and about. This is you online, offline, all that. You carry this energy and men can sense it from a mile away. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to understand how men's brains are wired. Men are visual. You can never tell a man, don't judge a book by its cover, babe. Because that goes against how the masculine brain has been wired. They're hunters. They're visual. That part's never going to change. How you dress and how you look matters, like straight up. I mean, we talk about that all the time. And then last but not least is just how she's actually dressed. One thing I've really learned since being with my husband as well, because I would say that, I wasn't putting, everything out there before when we were dating. I was never into like mini skirts or anything like that. But since I've been with my husband, he has taught me to dress more modestly. Like, I'm just being really honest and straight with you. And it's not coming from a place of hiding, because some women are like, oh, I don't want to show anything. And they're in this hiding energy. That's different. Being modest is like you are proud of what you have. You got the curves, and the clothes that you're wearing, they're fitted, but they're not showing too much, is how we teach our ladies. And the one thing I've learned is if you got bigger busts, or if you got bigger booty, you got bigger curves, something that you think isn't a big deal because you're just dressing normal, it can come across like you're putting a lot out there. And it's not your fault. You got a big, you got big chest, big booty. You almost have to be a little bit more thoughtful and conservative in that area so that you don't come across that way, if that makes sense. And I really like how he described it. I felt like he was being so respectful.
Yeah,
and he's like, we know you have curves, you look good, and you're beautiful, but just being a little bit more covered up, you can't hide those curves, right? And it would have come across totally different.
Yeah. And one thing that he said as well that resonated is really this is how men see things, especially when they're in the relationship with you. And he's thinking, and one thing is he was thinking more long term than in the moment.
Yeah.
He made mention of how he was in the past. Those type of women, he would go right into mode of trying to have sex with them and just leaving the situation alone. That's how I interpreted what he was saying. You have to realize you've got who you wanted. So now being willing to make that change. And it's not just, okay, I'll make the change, but mentally, where are you at? Is this something that you see that needs to make a change, or are you saying it because, okay, this is what you desire? When he was talking about where you at mentally. So it's really being with someone who's mentally aware. And that goes both ways. We understand men have to make adjustments when you get into relationship as well. But this situation specifically for what he was saying to her, mentally, are you at the point where you understand that this is no longer needed? And are you ready to be a wife in the way you present yourself, the way you talk, the way you act in every area? And I think that's what was missed in this situation.
And like what we always teach our ladies, the masculine responds to the feminine. So you can't get mad at the masculine. Okay. So a lot of women are like, oh no, I want a man that's confident. This has nothing to do with his confidence. Nothing to do with, actually, he's confident just with the fact that he was able to respectfully and calmly explain why he made the decision that he made without being triggered. So he was very confident. That's not the issue. It's interesting because one of our recent girls that just got engaged, she was a former single mom also, and we were helping her with her dating app and her dating profile photos. And she told us her fiance mentioned he loved how modest she looked on her photos. Like her photos still show that she's got it, right? Like you still look good. You still look like a delicious snack, but you're not putting everything out there. And men notice that. And that's when men will put you in the wife category versus the booty call category.
So true. And that even reminds me, the other reaction show that we did where the lady was dressed modestly, she had curves, she had a body that he liked, but she was dressed modestly. I mean, a fitted dress from head to toe, dressed up. He ended up picking her over the lady who was showing tattoos. Even though both had tattoos, but how she was presenting it. He picked her. She was showing her tattoos and her skin. She was showing a lot more, even though the other lady had tattoos as well. So he ended up picking the lady who was more modestly dressed, and they were actually the couple that got engaged a few months later. So how you're dressed can be a distinguisher, and in this case, it definitely was. And she was the one that was able to get the guy, and look where they're at now.
So good.
So, what do you ladies think about a man's input on how you're dressed, how you present yourself? Is that something that you'd be willing to change, adjust, or is that even something that you think needs an adjustment? Let us know in the comment so we can go ahead and continue this conversation.
And for those lovely ladies that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Brian.
I was a former single mom with 4 kids, went through a whole bunch of trauma and loss. If you're interested in learning more about dating and relationships and feeling good in your body again, I'm talking your hormones, your nervous system, all that.
Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos and content.